I think my favorite part about Test 6 overall is just the fact that we got to actually see Stage 2, because Stage 2 probably had the biggest change as far as the amount of work I put into it, as far as just designing it. The biggest reason being the cramped crawl space, that when it comes to actually like creating items for the course, that was easily the most involved I had ever gotten for any obstacle on the stage. And in Test 5, the Stage 2 was meant to have the cramped crawl space, but because we never got to Stage 2, I hadn't used it yet. So I think the thing I like most about the fact that we got to Stage 2 was just the fact that I could use it. In Test 4, however, we didn't have a cramped crawl space yet. It was still just a regular crawl space. Yeah. Yeah, this idea of the hill dash, it was I don't remember the inspiration. It was, I just wanted this idea where it's like you had a map, you had to do like this really like this big dash towards the finish, because you know, the idea is that hypothetically time's running low, and because it's on a hill, you could potentially slip and hit the bottom. And the rule is that if you hit the bottom, then you're out. Well, you get a penalty. But I think thinking about it, the fact that the course took some damage, I think partially helped the second stage, because in Stage 4, the second stage was way too long. I think that because I couldn't use the first two obstacles from Stage 4, it really helped condense things and make it shorter, and I guess make it feel more like what's appropriate for Stage 2. Now, when it comes to that cramped crawl space, I kinda tested the bar that you have to go over, but when I had set it up on the day of recording, I didn't realize that it was such a short distance, and I originally actually wasn't going to put it in, but then they were like, oh, hey, no, keep it. Yeah, this is actually pretty close. But yeah, actually, I'm really glad that they convinced me to keep the floating bar there, because it really, I think it added to the obstacle a lot. And if you looked, if you saw in the pillar path area, there was just all this rubble. They just dumped all these rocks into this area, and I guess really I should have saw this coming, that they were going to tear it down, but I just didn't. Yeah. Really glad that A10 made it to Stage 3, because at least you get to show it off. Yeah, a lot easier, and that was actually a pretty good jump. I think, yeah. Also, the idea of putting stuff on the ground was actually the guys' ideas. The other guys, they were like, "Hey, just put stuff on the ground." Yeah, like, oh, that's a good idea. So I guess in a way, like the cramped crawl space was kind of like a group effort in the end about decision making, which really is something that has happened before in the Mercury Laboratories. I have an idea and make a last minute change. It adds to the interactivity and fun, because I think even with this one we were having fun. By the way, I have no idea why that chair's there. It was just there the day of recording. Yes. I could have come up with something better for that.
A simple mistake cost test subject number 45 from making it to the third stage.
I think one thing that I actually am glad when it comes to editing is when it comes to results, I finally figured out a way to make it so that they looked more even when because I used centered justification for the text. I just changed the size of the fonts of each of certain spaces so that it evens out just right. Yeah, that's a lot of effort for something so minute. And oh, that's the old 222 Productions logo. I like the new one.